Do you think, not like us being number one though, fuck numbers, just it being number one and it playing
during fuck numbers and then say being number one?
Let me land it. It being number one, it playing at NBA games, it playing at tennis matches, it playing on the news is hurting Drake's brand. So I'm not saying numbers wise matter or a number one slot matters. I'm saying what that number one has represented and where it's spread. Is that affecting his brand that a pedo anthem is playing in the NBA playoffs?
No,
tennis players are walking out to it.
I don't think it's hurting Drake's brand. I think that it may feel like that and it may look like that, but I think ultimately once this settles, I think it's going to hurt Kendrick's brand more. Only because if Drake is found and proven not to be a pedo, which I know he's not, once the public sees that, I mean, is this not one of the worst things you can call a person?
But agreed.
Yes, I'm talking about when it's not who they are.
It's up there. It's one of the worst things you could say about
No, to me, this is the worst.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other thing you can label a person ever. Like snitching and all that shit, I get that shit with street shit. I understand that part.
Rapist might be worse.
I mean, being a pedophile, you are raping.
This is the same thing. It's just with a certain...
Kids can't really...
You know what I mean? Consent. So it's like...
I'll throw anti-Semitic in there too.
Well, that's Taylor Swift, and then we're going with that number two one.
Oh, we're going to the two spot. Okay, yeah, all right.
Taylor Swift and anti-Semitism always number one, no matter what.
Exactly.
Matter of fact,
never forget.
So it's like,
ew.
if you're not that and somebody labels you that, to me, that's some of the craziest shit ever. To me, I'm just speaking for me. I'm only ever speaking for me and my taste level. I think labeling somebody that and that's not who they are, is some of the worst shit you could ever do.
But let's
whether we want to say it's entertainment or not, there's certain shit you just don't even in entertainment, even behind the guise of entertainment and comedy and things like that, there's certain shit you just don't ever play with. And to me, that's at the top of the list.
I mean, let's go with history though, with the court of public opinion. Is the damage already done? Let's say Drake comes out, and of course I hope that on a moral level and outside of a rap beef that he can prove to the world that, yo, I don't touch kids, this was fucking crazy. Is the damage done?
But he tried to do that and y'all said, yo, he's explaining
the public doesn't care. You'll see rapists go to jail covered for a year, the whole trial. They'll sit for 20 years, find out they're innocent, they'll come out of jail, won't cover it all. Mm-hmm. They'll be a rapist for the rest of their life. Mm-hmm. Is the damage done already, even if he proves otherwise?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I don't think that nobody truly believes that. I don't think nobody believes that.
I think there's plausible deniability. Like there's enough. Kendrick wouldn't have jumped out like that if there wasn't enough smut in like the public perception of him that it fit. So the fact that we're even speculating it is enough. Kendrick won, I think, in that regard. You know what I mean?
Who's speculating it? I don't think nobody's speculating that.
I mean, I think whatever side you're on, you've made up your mind.
I don't think nobody's speculating that.
But I was wrapping my mind around, okay, I know no one will compare to Drake, but who's someone that's in a very high position of power that got charged with this kind of level of thing, but then it was all bullshit and they welcomed back to the community. James Gunn, the director that did Guardians of the Galaxy, he always had he was talking to young girl, but he never did anything. It was like weird. He had a really dark, sick sense of humor, and he wasn't talking to young girls. He just made really fucked up, inappropriate jokes. And in the height of the Me Too movement, someone took all his old tweets, all his old posts, and put it on this 10-page doc, all of his fucked up shit in one doc. And they're like, well, this is you got to get him out of here. But he didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. So then he got booted off that project, got ripped out of Marvel, and then for years was ghost. Mm-hmm. And then DC signed him again because obviously all this shit was bullshit. Nothing. He didn't actually do anything. And now he's working on the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So there is a path to redemption, but I feel like you have to at least get off the public. You have to get through the public ridicule that comes with it. True or not?
Yeah. I just don't know how you go about that. I mean, I saw, and I'm not saying conveniently, but I would try to clean this shit up if I'm not a pedophile. All the girls that were in those videos that were all over the timeline that everyone was accusing Drake of either grooming or being a pedo towards, all conveniently came out on the same day and said, hey, that's not how it went. Even the girl that made the Money in the Grave beat was like, you guys misunderstood me. I don't understand how you guys didn't understand me, when she flat out said, we were in high school when it happened. Cool. Everyone cleaned it up. And if I'm Drake, I'd do the same thing. I'm not accusing him of doing brand cleanup. If someone calls me a pedophile and I wasn't creeping on a chick, I'd say, yo, can you tell these people that we have no relationship like that? Mm. even that kind of fell flat to me. They all came out in one day. They were on a bunch of podcasts I'd never heard of, making statements with a bunch of people I'd never seen before, and it still fell flat. So I guess that's my question of how can you even turn that around if that is not even the truth?
I mean, to me, it's nothing to turn around. I don't think that's a real thing. I think because somebody said it in a record, okay, like this is a battle. People are going to say things to try to assassinate somebody's character and demean somebody. But that's not a real thing. You know what I mean? It's just not a real thing. And then when he did explain it in the Hard Part 6, y'all said, oh, why is he always explaining himself? I felt like if somebody said that about me, I'm going to explain that too. Like, whoa, hold up. Let's be clear here. That's not true. I don't understand this is a battle and all of it, but like, fam, it's certain shit you just not going to just throw out there. Like, that's insane to throw that on somebody's jacket.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, it's not a real thing, but it's because of the moment and that's what was said. I think that you have to address it, but you saying it fell flat because it wasn't a real thing to begin with.
How do you know
I'm just saying that turning around the public's opinion.
Bro, you think that if Drake was having sex with underage girls, Kendrick would have been the one to put that out there like that?
No, I'm not.
We would have been knew that.
I'm just saying, like, I just don't want to speak so definitively about things. Like, we don't know. None of us know. We don't know what each other does behind closed. Like, we don't know.
You're right. In that sense, yes, you're right.
Stuff. That's all
know.
I'm saying.
I've never seen this man lay down in his bed with whomever he lays down with. No, never seen that. I'm just gonna, but I can say the same thing about a lot of other people in my life that I know.
For sure, yeah.
So it's like the same thing. I would be completely and totally fucking floored if that were true. I would be like, this is fucking insane, and there's nothing I won't come on my platform and say about how I feel about that if it's found to be true. I don't fuck with shit like that. But because I feel so strongly that it's not true, it's crazy to me that somebody is throwing that out there on somebody's jacket. Like, that to me is something you don't play with.
Okay, well then what do you think about some of the videos? Even though, let's go with the 17-year-old that came on stage that said somebody else from OVO picked her out of the crowd, whatever. She said her age. Drake was like, whoa, you're going to get me in trouble. And seemed like he made the right move when he found out her age, but then continued on and was like, yo, you really going to get me in trouble? I felt your breasts and all. This was all after she said she was 17. Is that just a mistake or is that a red flag?
I'm going to go on the side of a mistake than a red flag because of it was part of this. It was on stage at the show in that moment. So I can understand that. Now, if this was something where they're just at dinner chilling at a table and that happens, then it's like, he got that. That's what you be doing at dinner. Like, but on stage, you know, that's part of the show. I kind of, again, I'm not saying it's right. So that's what I'm saying on the side of mistake. I'm not gonna say that's a red flag and this is what he doing. This is his bag and no, like I'm not gonna go on that side of it.
I don't think it would warrant a full this man's a pedophile and I'm gonna rhyme it and make it a #1 record. But it was a little weird after he found out. In the beginning, I was like, oh, how would he know? At first, I didn't know why people were outraged in the beginning of the clip. I was like, well, if he didn't know, this is some Akon shit. Remember when Akon got in trouble and he was like, this is a 21 plus club. The fuck is security letting this girl in for? It was the after effect where I was like, all right, I kind of see what people are saying. He knows the age. Why are you doubling down on the freakiness? So that raises flags with people. And when someone has something that rhymes that well and you have at least one bit of video evidence, the court of public opinion is going to be very difficult to turn around, especially when the girl, and I'm not saying Drake put her up to it, or UMG, or her employer. I'm just saying she didn't really clean anything up. Her just saying, I didn't feel violated. Cool. We didn't say you did in the beginning. We just said he was a little freaky and weird after he found out your age.
Yeah.
That's all it was. So back to my original point of, I don't really know how this can be cleaned up for Drake, no matter how much controlled damage he does with it. He could break, every girl could come out like,
I don't think it's no damage though. Like
the only way in this world, unfortunately, is just go make good music and hopefully people will forget, which is fucked up, but that's the world we live in. Go make another good movie. We forget about the nasty actor.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kendrick played it so well because it's the court of public opinion, which we've learned doesn't abide by the due process.
There's no due process with the court of public opinion.
It's just if there's enough speculative evidence, and there's enough dots to connect this that there could be somewhat of a truth, a through line, hammer it. And I think that's exactly what Kendrick did.
So Kendrick doesn't have anything to...
I'm not saying Kendrick...
I'm just asking.
No, I mean, now inversely, we can have the conversation about the video coming out of the employees, the security team at the Hard Rock in 2014. And the woman is saying, I shouldn't be saying this. Kendrick beat up this woman, her face is all bloody, all that shit. Look, that seems like more hard evidence. Like that seems pretty concrete. So yeah, but again, does Kendrick respond to that on the record? I don't know how that plays out. Obviously that at the time didn't take a legal route. So it seems like they internally figured it out.
Nothing but Drake took a legal route.
No. So they're both, it's just kind of stuck in this space.
But Drake has to clean up and do damage control.
I didn't want to make this just a Drake thing. I think since that video has resurfaced.
What do we find more believable? Out of these two, and it's nasty that we.
That's
it's nasty.
I don't even want to have that combo, but I get your question.
It's out there. We just consumers of the music at this point. We just talking about what we heard.
I don't know either of these gentlemen. I really don't. I've had a few conversations with Drake. I don't know.
Okay,
him.
Say this was a guy named fucking Dante and a guy named fucking Aaron.
Dante,
right?
Who's Dante and who's Aaron?
Dante. They're saying Dante.
Where's Dante from?
They're saying Dante is a pedophile. Right?
Oh,
he's a fucking rap superstar. They're like, he's a pedophile. Right? And then they're saying Aaron beat his fiance up.
Why do we need to speculate?
I'm just saying, let's just say we could just remove the names from it. Can I what do you think is a more believable act?
Can I give you a very political answer that...
Why you want to go? This ain't CNN. This is R&M.
It's the
What's
truth.
Up, what we doing?
Nice.
This ain't CNN. What we doing? We ain't got to be political here.
Judging by
what do you think is a more believable
history
thing?
And percentages, both of them are guilty.
Oh, see. No. When is the last time? Okay, so, you talking about just in the scope of the shit that happens in the world. That's what you're talking about.
Yes.
I'm talking about
by the numbers. If you will.
I'm talking about a fucking pop superstar.
Listen, I don't want to put
being a pedophile.
I don't want to put...
Have we seen it before? They tried it with somebody else that was a pop superstar. Never found nothing.
Fair.
I'm just saying, where we going with this? Where we going?
I'm Mike Jack Prince. Yeah, no, it's a lot of comparisons happening in the history.
I'm just saying.
I'm not putting it on every rich, famous person that they are a pedophile. But we have seen in the last 10 years that there is a community amongst the elite that is a little fucking petty. And I don't mean...
Finally.
And I've ran into my fair share of pedophiles, as we've joked on this podcast. They were not rich and famous. Matter of fact, they was broke, drunk, and nasty.
Yeah, that was like the tubies of the pedophiles.
I don't even know if I put... They didn't even have a channel. They didn't have a YouTube account.
They're the street team?
Yeah.
They had a flip cam, maybe.
Yo, molesting somebody with a flip cam is wild as fuck. Yo, turn around. You see, you flip the phone up, had to hold it up like that.
And then how long it would take to upload that footage? You're dedicated.
That's not fun, man. Stop.
It's cool. Listen, I liked the route Drake took.
I thought you was about to say something else.
Oh, all right.
When he said, I like that.
That's because you hang with OVO. That's why.
No, I thought you was about to say some
That's why you thought
shit.
It was going there.
No, you said I like, and I was like, wait, where's he going?
Where were you in 1996?
Somewhere in Manhattan. I don't know.
Judging by the numbers, yeah, it's not that crazy to think that someone rich and powerful could end up in a fucking pedophile ring. Ask Ryan Garcia.
I understand that. I understand that.
I don't think it's crazy to think numbers-wise that somebody would beat their wife, because that's very fucking common. So no, I don't think it's crazy to hear, unfortunately, anybody in the world, if you found out that they beat their wife.
I'm talking about artists, superstars,
especially
of this caliber coming from rap. When have we ever seen that?
Dr. Dre is on record of one of the biggest women abusers ever. I know no one will say it. I know everyone's scared to say that.
But he's not a rap superstar, bro.
Dr. Dre was not a superstar. He's a billionaire. He was the first billionaire in this space.
Rap.
Just because he had a ghostwriter?
Rap. Dr. Dre is not a rap superstar, bro.
What?
He's not. He's not a rap superstar. What are you talking about?
He did the Super Bowl.
Well, he's a hip hop superstar. Is that what you're just saying as a lyricist?
I'm talking about as a rapper. As a rapper, I don't understand why I gotta come on here.
Why is that important to the conversation? Like the argument that you guys are having. Why is him rapping importance to the conversation. He's still a superstar.
Because I'm talking about a rapper, a rap superstar, not somebody that's huge in business, a business mogul, one of the greatest producers ever. I'm talking about somebody that is strictly an artist.
That has beaten their
rap,
wife.
from hip. I'm just saying, when have we seen
That's what I thought you were
when
getting
have
at.
we seen any of those guys actually be found to be a pedophile?
Oh, none that I know of.